Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today's story is about something I'll never forget, a terrifying experience I had while staying at a small cabin in the woods. If you're into creepy, unexplainable encounters, stick around because this one still gives me goosebumps. It all started when a few friends and I decided to rent a cabin for a weekend getaway. We wanted to disconnect, enjoy nature, and just relax. The place was beautiful, surrounded by towering trees and complete silence, except for the occasional chirping of birds or rustling of leaves. It was perfect, at least during the day. The first night, we all sat around the fire pit, telling ghost stories and laughing about how ridiculously goofy it was to scare ourselves in the middle of nowhere. By midnight, we were all pretty tired and decided to call it a night. The cabin had 3 bedrooms, so we split up and settled in. Around 3 a.m., I woke up to a strange sound. It was faint at first, like whispering, but it grew louder. It wasn't coming from inside the cabin, though. It sounded like it was coming from the woods. I told myself it was probably just the wind or some animal, but curiosity got the better of me. I got up, grabbed a flashlight, and peeked out the window. What I saw made my blood run cold. About 30 feet away, just beyond the tree line, there was a figure. It looked like a person, but something was off. They were standing completely still, facing the cabin, but I couldn't make out any details. Their face, it was like a blur, as if it wasn't fully there. My heart was racing as I ducked down, trying to stay out of sight. I must have sat there for a good 10 minutes, too scared to move. When I finally got the courage to peek again, they were gone. I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. After all, it was late, and I was still half asleep. I went back to bed, but I barely got any rest. The next morning, I told my friends about it. They laughed it off, saying I must have dreamed it. I almost believed them, until we found something by the fire pit. Footprints. Bare, human footprints, leading from the woods to the cabin and back again. That's when we all started to feel uneasy. We tried to shake it off and spent the day hiking and exploring the area. But as the sun started to set, that uneasy feeling came back. We decided to stick together that night, all of us hanging out in the living room with the lights on. We tried to keep the mood light, but every little sound outside made us jump. Around midnight, the whispers started again. This time, everyone heard it. It was coming from all around the cabin, like a group of people murmuring just out of sight. We locked all the doors and windows and turned off the lights, hoping that whatever was out there would just go away. Then, the knocking started. It was soft at first, just a gentle tap on the front door. Then it moved to the side of the cabin, then the back. It was like someone, or something, was circling us, trying to find a way in. We sat there frozen, barely daring to breathe. We didn't. Instead, we grabbed whatever we could use as weapons, piled into one of the bedrooms, and barricaded the door. None of us slept that night. By the time morning came, the whispers and knocking were gone. We packed up and left as fast as we could, leaving the cabin keys on the kitchen counter without a second thought. To this day, none of us can explain what happened that weekend. Maybe it was some kind of prank, or maybe it was something else entirely. All I know is, I'm never going back to that cabin, and I'll think twice before staying anywhere that remote again. This is my story, and if you've experienced a horror story like me, leave it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden whispers. See you next time. Bye. Thank you.